In this video, I'm going to talk to you about something that many people feel very uncomfortable about, namely the outsourcing. By the way, as we were preparing for those videos, Rick was joking that, look, do what you do best, outsource the rest, right? Thank you, Rick. This is pretty cool. And it makes sense, right? It tells you the full story, because what's the point of focusing on everything with equal effort? And of course, we did 80-20 analysis. Now you know what are some of those crucial tasks in your life. But what about the 80 category? What about those 10 or 15 or 20 tasks that are not that important, they're not crucial, but they have to be done? And you know what? You don't enjoy doing them. So the question is, why would you perform those tasks yourself? Now, I feel like it's much better to outsource those. Now, many people would say, well, but I can't afford outsourcing. And you see, of course, some people really cannot afford outsourcing, but in the vast majority of cases, they can afford it. It's totally fine. They just have the limiting belief that it has to be extremely expensive. But you have to think about money in terms of, not just how much you spend, but how much time you reclaim and how much that time is worth to you. So quick example, let's say that you're a lawyer and you make, I don't know, $120 per hour, and you have to cut the grass in front of your house. Now, would you rather do it yourself and spend 5 hours doing it, if you don't even enjoy doing it? Or is it better to reclaim that time, pay someone $5 per hour or $10 per hour, whatever it is, so they cut the grass for you, so you can take those 5 hours and either spend some of that time with your family and friends, perhaps spend some of that time working and generating $120 worth of value per hour. I mean, it makes sense, right? So in fact, by paying somebody to cut your grass, you are making money. And I know it sounds counterintuitive, but when you wrap your head around it, you realize that this is the way all the businesses are made, right? Somebody comes up with an idea, they start building a company, and then essentially they start delegating certain tasks to other people so they can focus on the important things, on the strategy of the company. And this is how you become a millionaire and eventually a billionaire, right? When you talk to Richard Branson, he doesn't have any idea what any of his 300 plus companies are exactly doing in this very moment. He doesn't have to put off all of those small fires because he has people doing it for him, right? So really think about this concept. Now, you may be thinking, cool, I want to outsource some of those activities. How do I do it? I've got no idea. I've never done it. It seems difficult. I don't want to screw it up. I don't want to make any mistakes. Look, it's actually very simple. There are platforms out there that are tested, that are legit. One of them is freelancer.com. Another one is upwork.com. Now, those platforms, I'm going to link them up, by the way. Those platforms are really good for outsourcing those medium tasks, right? Somebody who needs someone to work for you maybe for 5 to 10 hours, maybe up to 20 hours per week. Those platforms are amazing because you can see the references people have, you can see the reviews, you can see sometimes test scores for different skills they need to have. So everything is legit. Plus, when you pay the money, then Upwork or Freelancer, they hold the money in escrow. So it's not like, you find someone on Craigslist and you pay them the money and then they run off, right? To the sunset, you never see them again. The money is being held in escrow and it's only released to the person working for you once they finish the project. And that's important because this essentially makes you feel safe, right? There is no risk. Another platform that I really recommend, especially for those small tasks like editing, 5 pictures and you need it for the next 5 hours, is Fiverr.com. Now, Fiverr, as the name says, you can literally pay somebody as little as $5 per task. And the cool thing is that there's so much competition out there that it's easy to find people who are very reliable. Like literally I had situations where I needed thumbnails for my YouTube videos and I just post the job posting and I say, hey, I need 5 thumbnails for these videos. I find a person, bam, 3 hours later, it's done. Like literally it's done. I can upload them to my YouTube. Now, if I had to do it myself, I'm not a graphic designer. I could probably mess around in Canvas a little bit, but it would take a lot of my time and my time is worth way more than, just $5 per hour. So it's better for me to outsource that. So that's another thing. Okay, so now you may be thinking, cool, I get it. I want to outsource some of the activities I normally have to perform. How do I do it? I know the website, I want to go to Upwork or Freelancer, but how do I make sure that I get the right person? It's actually very simple. When you create a job listing, you gotta be specific, right? You have to explain everything in excruciating detail, because think about it. If you post a very generic job listing, for example, the title says, I need a graphic designer, and the description says, I need a new logo for my company. What's gonna happen is you will get hundreds, like literally hundreds of responses. Most of them will be canned, copy and paste, and that's it. How can you possibly filter that? How can you possibly find the right person to do the job? And besides, people applying for the job, they don't have any idea themselves if they're capable of delivering what you want, because they don't know the specifics of the job. So you're wasting your time and their time. Instead, what you gotta do is you gotta ask yourself exactly who do I need and what type of job I need that person to perform. And then as you are adding the details, whoever is reading the listing, they will see, oh, you know what, I'm not that familiar with this. I wouldn't want to risk a bad review. I'm not gonna take that job, right? So it's better because not everyone applies. Another trick that I would like to use, it's actually super powerful. I want you to ask a specific question somewhere within a job listing. Now, this question doesn't have to be sophisticated. It could be something as simple as, please, in under 50 words, describe where you see yourself 5 years from now. Or under 50 words, describe the favorite project you worked on in the last 2 years, something like that. The point of that question is it's gonna tell you who actually read your listing, because you will notice that many people simply copy and paste whatever they post on their other job listings. And would you like to hire a person like that? Would you like to hire somebody who can't even take a minute to read your job description? Probably not, right? Not the best attention to detail. So just that one trick will filter through the candidates, because when you get, for example, 50 responses to your job listing, but only 10% of people answer that one specific question you put in there, that's gonna tell you something about those candidates. Then you can shortlist them, you can see what they've got. And what I recommend you to do is, instead of hiring people for those big projects straight away, just test drive your employees. It's actually a great exercise in leadership to hire a bunch of people for those small projects, maybe a $20 project or $40 project, and see how you work with them. See how fast they respond, see how fast they deliver. And then if you enjoy working with someone, you give them a bigger project. And if you enjoy it, give them even a bigger one. And then at some point you may realize, you know what, I just want to hire that person over and over again. But don't make an assumption based on, whatever it is that they responded to your job listing. Make sure that you test, right? Hope this was helpful. If you have any more questions, let me know. I'm going to be making some bonus videos at some point. So if there's anything that's not clear, just pop a comment, let me know, and I'm going to see you in the next video.